Hello and welcome to the Sports on Pulse. Hi, I'm Gary Al Smith. Ghana has its champions as the league ended officially yesterday. For some, it ended last week Wednesday because while All Stars were crowned champions at the time, and for some had to wait until, well, at 5 p.m. or just after to be able to confirm their status as being still in the league in the 2016-17 season. I'm talking about the team like Liberty Professionals. For others, like Techiman City, it was unfortunate, but they had to go and join the Dubiase and others as well in the relegation zone. What it is that there's so much that has happened in this league season, and we are going to review it briefly. With me is George Addo Jr. of our Joy Sports Desk as well. We look at some of the interesting things that made news yesterday and throughout the 30-game season. George?
Yeah, Gary, great to join you.
Yep. So it's done, it's dusted. Your talking points, if you could, from the league.
Maybe you should start with the relegation battle. That was really interesting, and everyone was talking about Inter Allies going down the final day, and it was absolutely dramatic because Inter Allies managed to get a point at the Adriana Stars, and we're rather surprised that Brecum Chelsea beat Techiman by 4-0. That meant that Techiman were going to give way, and Inter Allies will be saved. That was the story. Liberty got it out there, and that was fine. I think that the key talking point here is one. The first talking point is how the Giants failed this season. How Accra Hearts threw away what looked like a title that was coming to them. Indeed, when you speak to some of the Wild Stars management members, they say at a point in the season, it looked like maybe it's not this year. But just at the time, Hartsburg had made the change and the team started to sink again after coaching change, and the team started to sink, and then Wild Stars realized that we've got the chance, let's go to it. So I think one, the Giants again failed. Last season, Ashanti Gold won it. There wasn't a lot to say about Hartsburg and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. For me, that was one. Number two, the second talking point was officiating had come up, and it was really interesting this time. Almost all 16 coaches complained about officiating.
At a point or other.
At a point or one point or the other. We had some players even go and complain about officiating. The only problem I had about this though is that all the 16 coaches actually complained when they were playing away. So I wondered what was happening at home. Officiating, I think, has not been up there. We need to improve it. I understand they're human beings. They cannot, they obviously can make mistakes. To err is human, but some of the mistakes were interesting. Player trying a scissor kick, falls down himself, and the penalty is being awarded. We saw two teammates clashing in the penalty box and falling down from the same team, and a penalty is awarded. Just wasn't up there. Now we talk about spectator, I think that we had some rowdy times in the Ghana Premier League as well, in different centres. The first one we saw was Wild Stars when they beat Accra Heartsburg at the Accra Sports Stadium. That led to the first empty stadium ban for Accra Heartsburg. But we saw that continue in pockets. And again, the way and manner in which the winner of the Ghana Premier League emerged wasn't the way we would have wanted it to be. It should have been a very calm atmosphere, very competitive atmosphere, devoid of all these, I put you here, I beat you here, I did that. As I'm standing here, I'm wondering what will happen in the return legs, next season when Wild Stars travel to Adriana or Adriana travel to WA. So for me, these are the three major talking points. And of course, when you come to the game itself, the media did a fantastic job once again in pushing this league all the way where it was. At the point we're thinking about what to look forward to, the numbers were swelling. Somehow we managed to get some, I call it an opaque 3-week break that only sent us back and allowed the Euros to get into it. But the media did very well. And crucially, the game, I think, was also very competitive.
Yeah.
Because we saw some fantastic goals coming in there. I know when you do the balance of things, you say maybe we probably had needed some more goals to make it look much more competitive. But I think the players, the coaches, the teams showed us a lot there. It wasn't easy to go out there and be playing games and be winning just that.
And George has spoken about the team that scored lots of goals. Well, it was this team whose goals got them the trophy there. And it is their captain and coach, Enos Kwame Adepa, who lifts the trophy. I can't remember the last time a coach lifted a trophy. Usually it's the captain.
I'm surprised that they have the management members all go onto the podium. Well, sometimes in Africa, you get the management members going out there to jubilate. Whatever it is, I think Enos deserves to do this because he was also an unknown quantity coming into this league. And in as much as the players feel so surprised, they feel so great, Enos Adepa, I think, is just in his place to go up there. But sure. I also saw Seth Pahoon there as well. That's my actual problem there as well.
The general manager of the team. Sometimes it's an all-inclusive celebration. And so that is how, in the Western region yesterday, the champions of the 2015-16 Ghana Premier League were crowned. While All Stars deserved winners, they got themselves quite a season roller coaster They traveled more than anybody and everybody in the league, but they were able to make it count. Very, very interesting indeed. George, we are still talking about the talking points in the league, even as we look at the celebrations there, ecstatic scenes. These pictures will go into photo albums and, well, social media pages for years and years to come. But on the final day as well, if we could check out the results from yesterday and how it all finished, how it all came together across the grounds. Liberty Professionals with a dramatic win, 3-1 against Bechem United. Chelsea, a lot of people felt that, you know, not exactly a match of convenience, but because they were all from the same area, Berekum Chelsea would have mercy, as it were, on Techiman City. But they absolutely eviscerated them.
Yeah, because really what Techiman City needed here was just a draw, 1 point. And it would have made Berekum Chelsea and Techiman safe and go on and find out what happens between the Diana Stars and the Inter-Allies. But Berekum Chelsea were in no mood to think about playing it soft. They played an excellent game and truly beat them. Before the game, Precious Sembervoort was telling us that on the ground, our correspondent was telling us that on the grounds there were people saying we have to send Techiman out of the Ghana Premier League, and I think they just did that job. Surprising, really.
Kotoko Wafa down there. Kotoko won by 2-1. Not exactly a good season for Kotoko at all. And their coach Michael Osei made a very bizarre comment about the fact that he thought officiating was the biggest reason. Come on.
I don't think so. I think Kotoko have been flat in the last 7-8 games. They have been drawing. They've not been able to score goals. They have not been able to defend goals. So we had a 3-3 between Mediama and Ash Gold. Not exactly a thriller in Manila. This was a thriller in Tarkwa. Adriana versus Inter-Allies 1-1. That ensured safety for Allies as well. Neo Dubiasi already relegated, beaten by Heart of Oak, whose season is not exactly as planned. Hazakes, despite the 3-0 win, were relegated. And so this is how the table finished in the Ghana Premier League. Yeah, while All Stars win is there, but we are more concerned about the last three down there. Techiman City.
Techiman City. Okay, so we are seeing up to 13, so we can go up a bit. And
obviously, Techiman City starts that.
Yeah. So this is the way it's looking. Techiman City, Hazakes. We are looking at the relegation.
So we have Techiman City, Hazakes, and of course we have Nima Dubiasi, who were already relegated seasons. I mean, I won't say seasons ago because matches ago they were relegated. Techiman City were crying about it. At the point they felt like, you know.
You expect next season to be better?
I think next season should be better, especially when I look at the teams coming in. I think Olympics, RTU, and Elmina Sharks already in there. That should make it.
Maybe Ochiman Planners.
Ochiman Planners, no. Olympics, RTU, and Elmina Sharks.
Thank you very much, George. The season is over. Our work is done for now, but you can be sure that between now and the new season, we'll have even more to do because, well, there's a small matter of other leagues still ongoing. And that's it for the analysis for now. You can get more at myjoyonline.com. I am Gary Al Smith. Later.